infrastructure. We own several businesses. So they are all students of GTI.
Excellent.
Final year engineers. Next year they will be probably going into the industry or going further. So I just meet Milind. Milind is 70. It is important that students are aware of, what are the latest technologies.
Also tell people you are innovative products. Visit our website at
As engineers, I think we all want to shape the future of India. That's excellent, brilliant. And we see, if you are getting exposure of this kind of exhibitions, that will actually be the live lesson of what should be done for the development of the country and development of industries where these products are going to be installed. So this gentleman, Mr. Sunil Upla, is one of the best minds on how water needs to be managed. And the whole life charter of the charter that has been created by United Nations, water and sanitation. Two critical elements for a country which has got a lot of population. With 140 crores of population, both these elements are important, water as well as sanitation. And that is the most underdeveloped part of a developing country. So the whole world is classified in three parts: the developed country, the developing countries, and the underdeveloped countries. We were an underdeveloped country 25-30 years back. We are a developing country now, and very shortly, very soon, in the next decade or a decade and a half, we will be amongst the developed countries. So the symptoms of developing country becoming a developed country is the quality of the infrastructure that they have. And there are three elements to it: Vipasa, Bijli, Pani, Sadak. Okay, so Bijli is getting restored in this country in a big way. We still have challenges. हम लोग मुंबई में रहते हैं, इससे पता नहीं चलता. But if you go out of Mumbai, power is still a situation. So Bijli, Pani is water that we deal with, and third is Sadak. So even the road infrastructure is getting better and better by the day. Water, power, and roads are being improved. That is a transition from a developing country to a developed country. So at SDG6, we have taken the responsibility to shoulder the responsibility of developing the water infrastructure of the country. And water is priceless. We have got only 4% of the freshwater resources of the whole world, only 4%. And almost 15 to 20% of the world population stays in India. So there is a big mismatch. To cover up this mismatch, like the future wars are going to be fought for not oil, they are going to be fought for water. And we already know that having only 4% of the entire freshwater reserves of the world in India, there is a complete mismatch between the population and the water. So recycling water is going to become mandatory very soon. Very soon, because it is inevitable. So water will need to be respected and water needs to be recycled. All these things will happen. Today we are not having respect for water because it is not charged. It is free. It is available in urban cities at least. So we are not respecting it well. Unless you go to the places in Rajasthan or in Gujarat or in other parts of the country where there is scarcity of water, even some parts of Maharashtra, there water is respected and handled well. But people like us living in Mumbai city, the water is flowing across the tap, on the tap. So the responsibility of water management is still not very acute. Very shortly it will be. And every man will be made responsible not only for the use of water but also the recycling of water. SDG6, and this gentleman is a deep-rooted, knowledgeable person in that whole cycle of water. Like we said, the circular treatment of water. This is the circular treatment of water, circularity of water. As students, if you can absorb these elements on how you can reduce, reuse, recycle, reclaim, recover and restore, this is going to be the life cycle of a water infrastructure of our country. If you do this, absorb this well, and if you can ideate better solutions than what is available today, then your future is going to be super bright.
There is going to be a time very soon when we will have to drink sewage treated water.
Which Singapore does.
Which Singapore already does.
Which every developed country does.
So,
every developed country does.
So in case we don't respect water, you have to be ready to drink water that comes out of our latrines.
Yes.
So we be ready for that if you don't respect. So we have to do that.
And we also invite you to come to our factory.
Yes.
If you come and visit our factory, which is in Bhiwandi, you will see how beautifully we manufacture water infrastructure, and shortly we will be also manufacturing sanitation products, which can support recycling, which can support the use of sanitation in the right way, that's also going to be starting happening. So you are free to welcome and witness the factory that we have, where we are making tanks, and we use the latest technology, the best use of automation, the best talented manpower, and the best materials for the product. So that's what we do. Like, we build the Rolls Royce of the water industry. Our water tanks are the Rolls Royce of the water tanks as a commodity, as a product. So how you make world class product, you should come and see at our factory in Bhiwandi. So we've got two setups. One is in Bhiwandi and one is at Ambernath. State of the art. You can come there, you can do research, you can spend time, you can give us inputs. And if we use your inputs, we will give you the credit on paper that this is an input given by this young mind and we are using it. At the same time, we are looking out for volunteers who can go and make people aware about having the right water infrastructure. So there are only three approved and authorized fire water tank manufacturers in India, and SDG6 is one of them. We are one of them. So if you want to understand what is FM approval, what are the various approvals required and all that, we can educate you on that totally. But you all should come as one single batch so that we can show you around the latest technology, like the liners that we use in the tanks that we install. And these tanks go up to 2 crore liters. Very few people have the caliber, capability and capacity to construct 2 crore liters. And these are relocatable tanks, which means if government or a large corporate or an organization has the requirement of water in a particular location for a temporary period of time, we can go and assemble the tank over there, and subsequently we can again relocate it. At that point of time, only the relocation cost will apply. So the same infrastructure can be reused for more than once. So this is a unique capability that we have. The liners that we use in the tanks are made by a very unique material which has got a scientific name, which I still can't pronounce, and I'll request him to say that.
This is called metanosine. So metanosine is a latest generation polymer which has a molecular density which is higher than that of Kevlar. You know what is Kevlar? Kevlar is used for bulletproof vests and armored vehicles. So that is such a strong material. It has been tested for 50,000 strokes of abrasion. So every fifth batch, the Japanese company tests 50,000 times. And it passes that test. So it has got a very strong resistance to abrasion, puncture, and normal wear and tear. So that is what we use.
So that is the kind of liners that we use inside the tank. And there are only 2 countries and 2 companies which manufacture that liner. One is a Japanese company in Japan and one is an American company in America. So we use the Japanese liner. So in terms of quality, in terms of retaining the original value of water, this material plays a very critical role. And that is what we install it within our tanks. That's why we say that we are the Rolls Royce of the water storage industry. Our products are the Rolls Royce of the water storage industry. Water is a very, very interesting subject. As engineers, if you guys want to build a career in activities related to water, that's the future. The whole Middle East sustains and survives on water management. And even India is going to be doing that. Otherwise, we have seen challenges in the country where there are people who lose their life because of excess water, and there are areas where people lose their life because scarcity of water. Now, this situation has to be balanced, and to balance, you need storage. And for storage, we produce tanks which can be a solution, which can be a great solution. And also the recycling process of the water is also an activity that we do at SDG6. Any questions, youngsters? किसी के पास कोई सवाल है?
The base, the material which actually gives the structural strength to the tank is metallic. Is metal. Okay? And we have 4 technologies of tank, and 4 of them we use different materials and different coating. And in one of the technologies we use a liner, as we mentioned earlier, that is a Japanese liner, which holds the water.
So liners can be manufactured.
The liner is fabricated by us, but it is manufactured because it needs very, unique and latest technology to manufacture. The metanosine polymer has got a very small range of temperature range of. So
It is ultimately it is economics of scale. Like for us to get into the manufacturing of the liner, we need to have the volume so big that we can start manufacturing it in India. So it begins always like this. First, you import the technology and the product, then you expand the demand and scope of the product, and then you start indigenously manufacturing the product. So we have got the liner tanks also for larger capacity. We also have a concept called secure tank. The tank that you see over here. Now the photos that you see in the stall are actual installations, and each tank that is used, that is seen here has the capacity to store 40 lakh liters of water. 40 lakh liters of water. So that needs a lot of strength, because of it that metal cover is giving that protection. With the liners, the liner holds the water. In case of the tank that you see in the black color, those are our tanks which we call a secure tank. Secure tanks doesn't have the liner inside. It is completely molded in a way that cannot be a leakage. We use adhesives to that effect, and then that tank holds the water. It is called secure tank. So it's a very technical industry. It's a very interesting industry, because what materials you use, since it is in touch with water which can be consumed as potable water, we really need to be careful, and the government has got lots of restrictions on what can be used and what should not be used. So we have to adhere to multiple standards. We not only adhere to the local Indian standards, but we also adhere to international Australian standards, which makes the product global. Which means we can not only install the tanks in India, but we can also go ahead and install the tanks in any part of the world. We are qualified to do that. So we can go one level up, that is the developed countries, and we can go one level down, which is the underdeveloped countries. Both the places, we can install the same product. The product life cycle is almost 50 to 70 years, no maintenance. And at the same time, the cost of these tanks is 30%, 20 to 30% cheaper than the conventional methodology of constructing a water tank by cement and steel, cement and RCC structure. Plus, it is environmental friendly what we do, because it is manufactured in the factory and just installed at the site. When you use anything related to steel, cement, sand, structure, bricks and all that, you are actually damaging the environment to a certain extent. So we are not doing that. We are trying to be a environmentally responsible and friendly organization. Any more questions, young minds?
Can be implemented on a small scale basis, like a residential building?
So we go to as low as 15,000 liters. Below that, the material changes from metal to the material that you see over there.
The plastic, again, a very unique technology
Infused with copper.
where we have got nanoparticles which gives sterility to store the water.
So we are trying to champion the cause of water and the entire circular movement of water under SDG6, which is Sustainable Development Goal number 6. So wish you all the best, young guys. May God bless you with a very strong career, and make a plan to visit our factory, have a look at it, and we would love if anybody would like to volunteer for us, talk to industries, educate them about the importance of a water storage tank, the materials used in the tank, the adhesives that we use, the liners that we use. If you can educate the people, fantastic, because you'll get feedback. So you all can also get into the market on our behalf. We can give you the support, we can make you our volunteers, and we can create opportunities for you as well. So wish you all the best. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.